Chapter 1: Why Protein Timing Matters More After 50. Aging is a natural process, but how we nourish our bodies can determine whether we thrive or merely survive in the second half of life. One of the most overlooked aspects of nutrition after midlife is not just what you eat, but when you eat it. After the age of 50, our bodies begin to undergo a series of metabolic changes that profoundly affect energy, muscle strength, and overall vitality. One of the most significant of these is sarcopenia, the gradual, age-related loss of muscle mass and function. Small blue diamond the numbers. On average, adults lose about 3 to 8% of their muscle mass per decade after age 40. After 60, the rate accelerates, and if nothing is done, people may lose up to 30% of their muscle mass by the time they reach their 70s or 80s. Muscle is far more than just tissue that helps us move. It's an active metabolic organ that burns calories, balances blood sugar, stores glucose, and supports hormone health. When muscle mass declines, so does metabolism, energy, mobility, and even independence. This is why sarcopenia is linked not only to weakness, but also to higher risks of obesity, type 2 diabetes, osteoporosis, and cardiovascular disease. And here's the twist: protein intake alone is not enough. Most people are told, just eat enough protein. While that advice is important, it misses a critical factor: timing. The human body doesn't just care about the quantity of protein you eat, it cares deeply about when you eat it. Imagine two people over 50 who both consume 90 grams of protein daily. Person A eats 10 grams at breakfast, 20 grams at lunch, and 60 grams at dinner. Person B spreads their protein intake more evenly, 30 grams at breakfast, 30 grams at lunch, and 30 grams at dinner. Even though both eat the same total amount, Person B will maintain muscle mass better, feel more energetic, and recover more efficiently. Why? Because the body is like a sponge that can only absorb and utilize a certain amount of protein effectively at a time. Right pointing backhand index. This is where the concept of protein timing comes in. By aligning your protein intake with your body's natural rhythms and activity, you can maximize absorption, stimulate muscle growth and repair, and avoid wasting valuable nutrients. For people over 50, this becomes crucial. Younger bodies can be sloppy with timing, they can still respond strongly to protein even if it's all eaten at once. But after midlife, muscles become less responsive. This reduced sensitivity, called anabolic resistance, means you need both the right amount and the right timing of protein to truly reap the benefits. In simple terms, eat protein too sporadically, your body misses opportunities to build and repair muscle. Eat too much at once, your muscles can't use it all, and the excess may simply be burned as energy or stored as fat. Eat it consistently and strategically, you reawaken your muscles' ability to respond, build strength, and support lasting energy. This is why protein timing is now considered a missing piece of the longevity puzzle. It's not about eating more, it's about eating smarter. And the best part? Unlike supplements or restrictive diets, it doesn't cost extra, it doesn't require new foods, and it's a change you can implement starting with your very next meal. Chapter 2: The Science of Muscle Protein Synthesis. To understand why protein timing works, we first need to look at the fascinating process of muscle protein synthesis, MPS, the biological mechanism that repairs and rebuilds muscle fibers after they're broken down. Every day, your muscles are in a constant state of breakdown and repair. Activities like walking, lifting groceries, exercising, or even just maintaining posture create microdamage in muscle tissue. This isn't a bad thing, it's how the body adapts and grows stronger. But here's the key: repair only happens when the body gets enough essential amino acids, the building blocks of protein, particularly leucine, which acts like a trigger for MPS. Now, here's the catch. At 25 or 30 years old, just 15 to 20 grams of protein might be enough to trigger MPS. At 55 or 65, the same amount may no longer be effective because of anabolic resistance. Right pointing backhand index. Anabolic resistance is when the muscle becomes less sensitive to protein intake. Think of it like a radio that needs a stronger signal to tune in. That signal is protein, and the older we get, the louder that signal needs to be. How to overcome anabolic resistance. Fortunately, research shows we can overcome this resistance with 3 strategies. Eat enough protein per meal. For adults over 50, the threshold to trigger MPS is about 25 to 35 grams of high-quality protein per meal. Anything less, and your muscles won't fully turn on the repair process. Distribute protein throughout the day. Most people make the mistake of eating very little protein at breakfast, some at lunch, and the majority at dinner. This pattern means your muscles only get 1 strong signal per day. Instead, spreading protein evenly across 3 meals, or 3 meals plus a snack, ensures that MPS is triggered multiple times daily. Align protein with activity. Muscles are most sensitive to protein intake within 2 hours after exercise. This is often called the anabolic window. Eating protein-rich foods or a protein shake after a workout maximizes repair, growth, and recovery. The sponge analogy. Think of your muscles as a sponge. If you pour a huge bucket of water all at once, most of it spills over. But if you give it steady, smaller amounts throughout the day, the sponge absorbs more effectively. That's exactly how protein timing works. Chapter 3: Protein for energy, not just muscles. When people hear protein, they often think only of muscle building. But protein's role goes far beyond the gym. It is a multipurpose nutrient that fuels not only strength, but also energy, mood, and metabolic health. Here's how protein supports your energy and vitality after 50. Stable blood sugar. Unlike refined carbohydrates, which digest quickly and spike blood sugar, protein digests slowly. This slows the release of glucose into the bloodstream, keeping energy steady. After 50, when insulin sensitivity naturally declines, this effect becomes crucial for avoiding energy crashes, sugar cravings, and the progression toward diabetes. Satiety and appetite control. Protein is the most filling macronutrient. Eating enough protein throughout the day helps control hunger hormones like ghrelin and boosts satiety hormones like peptide YY. For older adults, this means less mindless snacking, better weight management, and fewer late-night cravings. Neurotransmitter production. Proteins are made up of amino acids, which also serve as the raw materials for brain chemicals. For example, tryptophan serotonin, calm, mood regulation. Tyrosine dopamine, motivation, focus. Glutamine GABA, relaxation. This means the way you time your protein directly impacts mental energy, focus, and emotional balance. Mitochondrial support. Your mitochondria are the tiny power plants inside your cells. They generate ATP, the currency of energy. Adequate protein supports the enzymes and cofactors mitochondria need to work efficiently. Without it, your energy dips, fatigue increases, and cellular aging accelerates. Why timing matters for energy. If you eat most of your protein at night, your muscles may recover, but your energy throughout the day will suffer. By spreading protein intake more evenly, you prevent mid-afternoon slumps, improve concentration and productivity, support recovery overnight while fueling activity during the day. In short, protein is not just about building biceps, it's about keeping your energy engine running smoothly at every stage of life. Chapter 4: Breakfast, the most underrated protein window. If there's one meal that sets the tone for your entire day, it's breakfast. Yet, ironically, it's also the meal where most people, especially those over 50, make the biggest mistake. They either skip it altogether or fill it with foods that have little to no protein. Think about the typical breakfast table. A bowl of cereal, maybe a piece of toast with jam, a banana, and a steaming cup of coffee. It's quick, convenient, and tasty, but nutritionally, it leaves your muscles starving. Why? Because after an overnight fast, your body has been without protein for 8 to 12 hours. That's a long stretch where your muscles haven't had access to amino acids, the essential building blocks they need for repair and growth. By the time you wake up, you're in a mild catabolic state, meaning your body is breaking down muscle tissue for energy. Now here's the good news, you can flip that switch almost instantly by choosing the right kind of breakfast. Research consistently shows that a morning meal with 25 to 30 grams of high-quality protein can effectively turn on a muscle protein synthesis, kickstart your metabolism, and set you up for sustained energy throughout the day. Why protein at breakfast matters after 50. Muscle repair and growth. Starting the day with protein gives your body the raw materials to halt overnight muscle breakdown and begin rebuilding. Better blood sugar control. Protein slows digestion, preventing the sharp glucose spikes you get from carb-only breakfasts. This becomes especially critical after 50, when insulin sensitivity naturally declines. Improved focus and brain power. Amino acids like tyrosine and tryptophan support neurotransmitters such as dopamine and serotonin, which are essential for concentration, motivation, and mood stability. Reduced cravings later in the day. Studies show that people who eat a protein-rich breakfast consume fewer calories in the evening. This happens because protein increases satiety hormones like peptide YY while lowering ghrelin, the hunger hormone. Examples of protein-rich breakfasts. Greek yogurt with nuts and berries, a creamy, nutrient-dense option packed with probiotics for gut health. Scrambled eggs with vegetables and avocado. Eggs are one of the most complete proteins, and the healthy fats from avocado keep you full longer. Protein smoothie with whey or plant-based powder, a fast, convenient choice, especially if you add fiber-rich fruits and leafy greens. Cottage cheese with flax seeds and blueberries. Slow-digesting casein protein keeps amino acids flowing for hours. Smoked salmon with whole grain toast and cucumber slices provides both omega-3 fats for heart health and lean protein. Even something as simple as 2 boiled eggs with a handful of almonds can transform your morning compared to a slice of toast. By front-loading your protein intake at breakfast, you not only support your muscles but also create a steady foundation of energy, resilience, and appetite control that ripples throughout the rest of your day. Chapter 5: Lunch and Afternoon Energy. The afternoon slump is practically universal. You know the feeling. It's 2 or 3 p.m., and suddenly your focus drops, your eyelids feel heavy, and you're tempted to reach for coffee, cookies, or anything sweet just to push through. But here's the truth: what you eat at lunch determines whether that slump even happens in the first place. For most adults over 50, lunch tends to be light and carb-heavy, maybe a sandwich, soup with bread, or a salad with little protein. While these meals provide quick energy, they rarely sustain you. Without sufficient protein, your muscles miss out on another crucial opportunity for growth and repair, and your brain misses out on the steady fuel it needs to stay sharp. The role of protein at lunch. Eating 25 to 30 grams of protein at lunch helps keep amino acids circulating in your bloodstream, which prevents your muscles from slipping back into breakdown mode. This steady supply supports afternoon focus by providing the building blocks for neurotransmitters. Keeps blood sugar stable, reducing the likelihood of energy crashes. Promotes satiety, so you're less likely to snack mindlessly on sweets or chips. Best lunch protein sources. Grilled chicken or turkey breast with roasted vegetables and quinoa. Salmon or tuna paired with leafy greens, olive oil, and whole grains. Lentils, chickpeas, or black beans combined with rice or farro for a complete plant-based protein. Tofu stir-fry with mixed vegetables and sesame seeds. Pairing these proteins with fiber-rich vegetables and healthy fats creates a meal that's not only filling but also nutrient-dense and heart-friendly. The mid-afternoon protein trick. Here's a commonly overlooked strategy: a mid-afternoon protein snack. Around 3 to 4 p.m., when your energy naturally dips, your body benefits from a small but meaningful protein boost. Instead of grabbing processed carbs or sweets, choose something that delivers 10 to 15 grams of protein with minimal sugar. Examples: cottage cheese with fruit. Edamame with sea salt. A small protein shake. A handful of roasted chickpeas or pumpkin seeds. This snack works like a bridge that carries you to dinner without the crash. It steadies your energy, sharpens your mind, and keeps you in a positive, controlled eating rhythm. For older adults, it's also another critical opportunity to stimulate muscle protein synthesis, something you can't afford to miss. Chapter 6: Dinner and the Protein Overload Mistake. For many people, dinner is the biggest, heartiest meal of the day. After all, it's the one time families sit down together, and it's often where most of the day's protein gets consumed. But here's the problem: eating most of your protein at dinner is highly inefficient. Your body has a ceiling for how much protein it can use for muscle repair at one time. Research suggests that for older adults, this threshold is about 25 to 35 grams per meal. Beyond that, additional protein isn't wasted, but it's oxidized for energy or stored as fat rather than being used for building lean muscle. So if you're eating a light breakfast, 5 to 10 grams of protein, a moderate lunch, 15 to 20 grams, and then a massive dinner with 60 to 70 grams of protein, your muscles only use a fraction of that dinner protein effectively. The rest doesn't provide the benefits you think it does. The smarter approach: instead of front-loading dinner with all your protein, aim to keep it balanced. 25 to 35 grams of protein. A variety of colorful vegetables for antioxidants and fiber. Healthy fats from olive oil, nuts, or fatty fish. A moderate portion of complex carbs, especially if you're active. Dinner as a recovery meal. For those who exercise in the evening, dinner takes on extra importance. Pairing protein with complex carbs helps. Replenish glycogen stores in your muscles. Maximize post-exercise muscle repair. Calm the nervous system, improving sleep quality. A great example would be grilled salmon with sweet potatoes and steamed broccoli, or chicken stir-fry with brown rice and mixed vegetables. The takeaway: protein timing isn't about eating more protein, it's about eating it smarter. Dinner is important, yes, but it should never be the only time your body gets the protein it needs. Think of dinner as the final puzzle piece that completes your daily protein rhythm, not the entire puzzle itself. Chapter 7: The Bedtime Protein Trick. When people think about protein, they usually picture breakfast, lunch, and dinner. But there's one overlooked window that can make a huge difference after age 50, or nighttime. While we sleep, the body is not just resting, it's actively repairing, rebuilding, and performing countless metabolic functions. Your brain consolidates memory, your cells remove waste, and your muscles enter recovery mode. But here's the challenge: if you go to bed after several hours without food, your body can slip into a catabolic state, where it breaks down muscle tissue to provide amino acids for essential processes. For younger adults, this effect is less pronounced, but after 50, age-related anabolic resistance means we are already fighting an uphill battle to preserve muscle. That's where the bedtime protein trick comes in. Why nighttime protein works. Research shows that consuming about 20 to 30 grams of slow-digesting protein before bed, especially casein protein, found in cottage cheese, Greek yogurt, and casein-based shakes, dramatically improves overnight muscle protein synthesis, MPS. This essentially means your muscles are being fed amino acids for several hours while you sleep, preventing breakdown and promoting repair. But the benefits go beyond muscle. Improved recovery: for people who exercise in the evening, a nighttime protein snack ensures your muscles have the raw materials to recover overnight. Stable blood sugar: protein helps prevent the blood sugar dips that can disrupt deep sleep. This is particularly important for older adults who may struggle with nighttime awakenings due to glucose fluctuations. Better sleep quality: certain amino acids, like tryptophan, found in dairy protein, play a role in producing serotonin and melatonin, two hormones that regulate sleep and relaxation. Protection against sarcopenia: since age-related muscle loss accelerates at night, fueling your muscles before bed creates a protective shield. Best bedtime protein options. Cottage cheese, casein-rich 1 cup provides -25 grams of protein. Greek yogurt, unsweetened, high-protein 1.5 cups provide 20 to 25 grams. Casein protein shake: mix 1 scoop of casein powder with unsweetened almond milk or water. Turkey slices with hummus, a savory option that combines lean protein with healthy fats. Egg white plus 1 whole egg omelette, slow-digesting, light, and effective. The right timing. The sweet spot is about 30 to 60 minutes before bed. Eating too close to lying down may cause discomfort, but a moderate protein snack during your wind-down routine is ideal. Real-world application. Imagine this scenario: you had dinner at 7 p.m. and go to bed at 11 p.m. Without additional protein, your body has been fasting for 4 hours before sleep even starts, followed by 7 to 8 more hours of sleep. That's a 12-hour fast where muscle breakdown can dominate. Adding a protein snack at 10:30 p.m. provides a steady stream of amino acids, keeping your body in an anabolic state while you dream. Chapter 8: Protein Timing and Exercise After 50. Exercise and protein go hand in hand, but the timing of protein intake around workouts becomes even more crucial with age. The anabolic window explained. There's a period after exercise, often called the anabolic window, where your muscles act like sponges. For about 2 hours post-workout, your muscles are extremely sensitive to protein and amino acids. Consuming 25 to 40 grams of protein in this window maximizes muscle protein synthesis, speeds up recovery, and reduces soreness. But here's the key: as we age, that window doesn't stay open as long or as wide. Older adults may need more protein, closer to the higher end of that 25-40 g range, to see the same benefits younger people get with less. Pre-exercise protein, fuel and protection. Many people think only about post-workout protein, but pre-exercise nutrition is just as important. Having a protein-rich snack 1 to 2 hours before exercise ensures that amino acids are already circulating in your bloodstream during your workout. This reduces muscle breakdown while fueling endurance and strength. Examples of great pre-exercise snacks: a small whey protein shake with fruit, 2 boiled eggs with avocado slices, hummus with vegetable sticks, edamame or roasted chickpeas. Why it matters more after 50. Less recovery capacity, aging muscles recover more slowly. Protein intake before and after exercise shortens recovery time. Joint and bone support, exercise stresses joints, and protein helps repair connective tissue. Energy sustainment, older adults often experience dips in energy during prolonged activity. Protein, paired with complex carbs, provides long-lasting fuel. Evening versus morning exercise. Morning exercisers benefit from a protein-rich breakfast right after training. Evening exercisers should pair their workout meal with protein plus complex carbs like fish with quinoa and vegetables. Adding the bedtime protein snack afterward enhances overnight recovery. Pro tip: pair protein with movement. Protein timing is not just about food, it's about synergy with movement. Walking or doing light stretches after a protein-rich meal can actually enhance amino acid uptake into muscles, giving you a greater benefit from the same food. Chapter 9: Real-life success stories. Sometimes science feels abstract, but real-world stories show how powerful protein timing can be. Maria, 58, breaking the breakfast habit. Maria, a 58-year-old accountant, always skipped breakfast or had coffee with a bagel. She exercised 3 times per week but felt her energy crashing mid-afternoon. Her doctor noticed early signs of muscle loss despite her efforts. After learning about protein timing, Maria started eating a 30 g protein breakfast, Greek yogurt, chia seeds, and walnuts, and added a bedtime casein snack. Within 8 weeks, her energy was steady all day, her cravings for sweets dropped dramatically, and she noticed firmer muscles, even though her workouts didn't change. James, 64, unlocking strength gains. James, a retired teacher, started lifting weights twice a week to stay healthy. But after 6 months, he was frustrated, his progress had plateaued. His coach explained the anabolic window and encouraged him to eat 25-30 g of protein within 30 minutes after training. James started bringing a protein shake to the gym. Within 3 months, he noticed stronger lifts, less soreness, and surprisingly, he was sleeping better. He described it as finally giving my muscles the right fuel at the right time. Lila, 72, fighting fatigue with protein snacks. Lila loved gardening but struggled with fatigue. She often skipped lunch and had a heavy dinner. By shifting to balanced protein meals every 4 hours and adding a mid-afternoon protein snack, edamame or cottage cheese, she reported not only more energy but also improved balance and fewer nighttime awakenings. These stories illustrate that protein timing is not a bodybuilder trick, it's a longevity tool. Chapter 10: putting it all together, your daily protein timing plan. Now that we've covered the science and strategies, let's put it into practice with a daily plan. The ideal protein schedule for adults 50 plus. Breakfast, 7 to 9 a.m. 30 g protein. 2 scrambled eggs plus half a cup cottage cheese plus spinach plus avocado. Or a protein smoothie, whey or plant-based, with berries and chia seeds. Midday, 12 to 1 p.m. 30 g protein. Grilled chicken breast plus quinoa plus lentils plus roasted vegetables. Or salmon salad with chickpeas and olive oil dressing. Afternoon snack, 3 to 4 p.m., 20 g protein. Greek yogurt with pumpkin seeds. Or edamame, boiled eggs, or a small protein shake. Dinner, 6 to 8 p.m., 35 g protein. Grilled fish or lean beef plus mixed vegetables plus olive oil plus brown rice. Keep portions moderate, balance protein with fiber and healthy fats. Bedtime snack, 10 p.m., 25 g protein. 1 cup cottage cheese with cinnamon. Or casein protein shake for overnight release. Total daily protein, 130 to 140 g, spread evenly. This steady drip feed of amino acids ensures muscle preservation despite age-related anabolic resistance. Stable energy without midday crashes. Better exercise recovery. Reduced risk of sarcopenia and frailty. Final takeaway. After 50, protein timing is one of the simplest yet most powerful tools for maintaining health, strength, and vitality. It's not just about how much protein you eat, but when you eat it. By distributing protein strategically across your day, breakfast, lunch, afternoon, dinner, and bedtime, you optimize muscle health, stabilize energy, and set yourself up for decades of resilience.